I'm Tom from Do-It-Yourself Home Automation, and this is a look at using the Dyson V7 Trigger vacuum to clean out your car. I've shown in other videos, the Dyson V7 Trigger is a really great Dyson handheld vacuum cleaner. It's very powerful, has a lot of great attachments, and unlike the newest models of Dyson that can be $600 or more, this one is about $200. So you're getting really good quality of product, but for a much more reasonable price, I think, than the newest ones. And the thing I use this for the most is cleaning out my car. Because again, since it is battery powered and it is very powerful, it works great to take out to the car and clean, so you don't have to go to the car wash and use those vacuums and that kind of thing. So one of the things I think this is great for is if you have kids. So this is my car. If you have kids, then you're probably looking at this and going, yeah, that looks normal. If you don't, you might be thinking, wow, that's kind of gross. There's a ton of stuff on the ground. Again, depends on your perspective. But again, I think this is a great vacuum for cleaning out your car, especially if you do have kids, and so you end up with things like a ton of goldfish on the ground. So here's how I actually use it. I start out with the crevice attachment here, and I've shown this the different attachments that are available in other videos, but this works great to go kind of between seats and especially in the crevices of a car seat. So I'm going to go in and vacuum out. My way around like that. And for those kinds of crevices, I usually keep this on max suction instead of high suction. So it'll run for a little bit less time, but it's great for pulling out things from those little crevices and nooks and crannies. Okay, so that's a start there. I can get into the seats as well along in here. And then I'm going to move these out of the way. And you can get into the crevices between seats as well, so it works great to go into those. And you can see you can get into these small spaces in the fabric of the seat itself, get that a lot cleaner. Now that I've done that part, I'm going to switch this out and start to work on the other attachment here. So let me pause this, and I'm going to put in the other one here. Okay, so you can see I now have that one in. All I have to do is press this button, slide out the other one, put this one in. And this attachment is great for covering a larger surface, like the bottom of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and clean out that floor mat. Okay, I'm just going to pause it and continue that process going into those little crevices. And if I want to get into some of the surfaces around the edge, I can also extend the brush on here, and that'll help to bring bring up some of the dust on there. And I'm going to show also how I use this in the front seat in just a moment, but I'll pause and continue. Okay, so you can see that looks a lot better on the floor and on the side here in the crevices, and then inside of the car seat too. And then I'm going to move up to the front. Okay, so I moved everything out of the cup holders. You can see there's a ton of different stuff in there. And I'm going to extend the brush on here. And I'm going to use this, again, with max suction to try to pull some of that out. Okay, and again, I'm going to pause this and go through on my own. Okay, so you can see I did go in and I just briefly wet cleaned. I'm going to continue to do that, but you can see it brings a lot of the dust and things out of there, and that brush attachment I think helps to kind of lift that up. And then the final thing I'm going to use the brush for is to clean out some of the air conditioning vents. So I find the brush that's really designed for upholstery and that kind of thing works great to go into these vents and start to lift some of the dust out that the vacuum can then remove. And it also works great on the kind of surfaces here where you can see dust starts to build up, but this kind of helps to lift it. And then the vacuum can remove it, and you can work your way all the way down the dashboard with that. Okay, now at the end of the day, I've cleaned everything out of the car, and when I'm ready to empty this, it's really simple. Just put it over the trash can, pull the this little red lever up on the vacuum, the bottom drops out, and all of that stuff falls out. And just close that, close this back up, and I'm good to go. So again, I find this is a great vacuum for cleaning out the car because it's just so easy to grab it. It's light. You can take it out there. It has pretty powerful suction. And with those attachments, you can get into all the crevices, clean out your car seat, clean out between the seats, and then use this brush to do the floors and also get into the cup holders and hard to reach spaces. And then finally, even pull dust out of the cleaning vents so the vacuum can suck it up. And then emptying it is just so simple. As you saw, you just pull that lever and everything falls out. So great vacuum to avoid having to go to the car wash. Great vacuum to touch up the car if you do have kids and you're having a lot of stuff spilling. And overall, I just find it works great for use in the car. If you found this helpful in any way, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps.